Greetings, class. Due to my illness in early November, I had to adjust the due dates for your Module 2 activities and assignments back by almost a week. As a result, there simply isn't time left in the course to complete everything that was outlined in the original syllabus and schedule. I have therefore removed some activities and reorganized the schedule for the rest of the term. In this video, I'll review my changes in the updated syllabus and schedule document. All right, class, here we are looking at the revised grades section in the new upgraded and updated syllabus that I placed into the course. I want to call your attention first to the reading guides category. Originally, there were 4 reading guides assigned for the course, modules 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've essentially dropped module 4, merging some of its activities into module 3. And as a result, there is no module 4 reading guide. So you'll have just the ones that you've already done in Module 1 and Module 2, and then one that you'll do in Module 3. I will still be dropping the lowest of those 3 grades, so that has not changed. Moving into the discussions, they were originally scheduled in weeks 2, 4, and 6. Again, because we're now running almost a week behind schedule because of me. We had the one that we did in week 2, that was the Module 1 discussion. We have the Module 2 discussion that everybody should be working on right now. I'm recording this on the night of Saturday, November 17th, and your Module 2 initial posts with your environmental gap and cause analyses are due by Sunday night, the 18th. So everybody should be working on that Module 2 discussion, and it actually wraps up then in week 5 with your peer reviews that will be due on the night of Wednesday, November 21st, right before Thanksgiving. And then the Module 3 discussion, it was originally scheduled to be due in week 6. I've actually pushed it back to week 7 in the course. I want to talk a little bit about another change that I made when I got rid of Module 4. Originally in Module 4, there was a paper called the Implementation and Evaluation Plan, and I've dropped that. However, we still need a final paper in this course that also serves as your portfolio item in the UAS system. So in the Module 3 discussion, you will be developing a document or a presentation about your intervention plan, or what the textbook refers to as a design document. That document, or the link to that presentation, is also going to be submitted to an assignment Dropbox in week 8 for the intervention plan design document. So it's going to serve double duty in this sense. How this plays out for those of you who are taking your one drop on your discussion grades, if you were happy with the grade that you earned on the Module 1 discussion and the Module 2 discussion, you may skip the Module 3 discussion. However, you still will need to write the intervention plan or design document report or make a presentation and submit that in the Dropbox at the bottom of the Module 3 folder in week 8. You just don't have to submit it in week 7 as part of the discussion and participate in the discussion. So I hope that that's clear. If it's not, please email me, ask me your questions. I'll be happy to answer them. You've done one check-in journal. You've got a second one that's due in week 6. Those have not changed. I'll drop the lowest of those 2 grades. And then I dropped an activity from the miscellaneous category. You had a final short paper, which was a reflective journal post about your thoughts about the class overall, and I've dropped that just to save you some work as we get into the last part of the semester. So in the next section, I'm going to show you this same information, but I'm going to display it in the schedule so that you'll see where everything lays out for the next few weeks of the course. All right then, turning our attention to the schedule section of the syllabus, and I'm on page 11 of the updated syllabus here. And you'll see at the time I'm making this presentation, by the way, it is November 17th, Saturday night. We're approaching the end of week 4. Again, because of my illness, our dates got adjusted back to make them later. So your discussion post for Module 2, which would include your environmental gap and cause analyses paper or presentation, is now due tomorrow night, Sunday the 18th. And then the peer replies are not due until Wednesday night, November 21st. They were originally set initial post due on Friday the 16th, peer replies due by Monday the 19th. I moved them all back 2 days. So that pushes the conclusion of the Module 2 discussion into week 5, into next week, which also happens to be Thanksgiving break. Just as an aside, and I know that some instructors will just say, oh, we're not doing anything this week. Technically speaking, we are required to have classes and be active in class on Monday and Tuesday of this week, November 19th and 20th. So that's how I ended up pushing your peer reviews back to the 21st. You are welcome to knock those out of the way on the 19th and the 20th. And that way you've got the 21st through the 25th to spend family time, take care of your Thanksgiving things. I gave you that extra day. It's actually not due until Wednesday night, the 21st, but you can certainly knock them out earlier in the week and go on about your business for Thanksgiving. So we're still just focusing on the Module 2 discussion on these 3 analyses: environmental, gap, and cause. Where I've made the big changes are down in here when we get into weeks 6, 7, and 8. The last round of readings from the Van Tiem and et al. Textbook is going to be in week 6. So this is the week following Thanksgiving. If you have time, I would recommend you kind of start pre-reading if you can during the holidays, because you have 5 chapters to read for the end of the course. You must read chapter 9, you must read chapter 18, and then you must read at least 3 of the 8 chapters that discuss the 8 different types of interventions that you can use in your project. So we always want to combine several different types of interventions to make a very strong holistic solution to the organization's problems. So when you're done with your gap analysis and your cause analysis, you should start developing a pretty good idea of what types of interventions you want to use. So read the 3 intervention-specific chapters that best fit the solutions to your problems. So that gives you a total of 5, chapter 9, chapter 18, and then the 3 of your choice. You will have due at the end of week 6 then your last reading guide, the Module 3 reading guide, and a Module 3 check-in journal. That'll also be your last check-in journal for the course. That leaves us 2 more weeks. In week 7 then, this is when you'll be working on your intervention plan or design document that you'll use for the Module 3 discussion. Now, if you decide to not do the Module 3 discussion because you're okay with your grades on the Module 1 and Module 2 discussions, just keep working on that paper because it's going to be due then in week 8. If you do the discussion when you get to week 8, you're just going to resubmit the paper that you turned in the Module 3 discussion. So it'll make your week 8 easier. So you can either have an easier week 7 or an easier week 8. Depends on the choices you make. Keep in mind also that that intervention plan design document is what you're going to need to turn into the UAS system, and that has to be done by the end of the semester, which is Saturday, December 15th. And then I'd really appreciate it also if y'all would do the end of course evaluation, which will be on the left menu in our class. So those are the things that you have left. Again, once we get done with the Module 2 discussion during Thanksgiving week, you have 1 reading guide, 1 check-in journal, a paper, and a discussion, and then your end of course evaluation. I do want to focus once more on this due date for week 8, because every other week in the semester, weeks 1 through 7, everything that you did finalized on a Monday. However, the last week of class, the semester completely closes on Saturday, December 15th. I can't take any work after that date, and I actually have to have my grades then computed and posted by the following Tuesday. So make sure that you have that final paper, that intervention plan or design document, submitted at the bottom of the Module 3 folder by Saturday night, December 15th. Get those end of course evaluations in, and you will be finished with this course and ready to go on and enjoy the winter break. To summarize then, I have dropped the Module 4 reading guide and 2 papers that had been due in Module 4, which has been merged into Module 3. The implementation evaluation plan and reflective journal papers are no longer a part of the course for this semester. To replace the final paper or presentation in the course, I'm letting your intervention plan or design document paper or presentation that is part of the Module 3 discussion serve double duty. As a result, Even if you choose to skip the Module 3 discussion because you are satisfied with your grades on the first two module discussions, you will still be required to create an intervention plan or design document, paper, or presentation, and to submit that in week 8 of the course. As always, please send me any questions that you may have about the class, and especially about these modifications to the course. You can reach me from within Blackboard via either the course messages or email link on the course menu. Although you are welcome to email me directly at my UHCL email address, contacting me from within Blackboard is often the quickest option.